Hey there, people of the interwebs. My name is Brandon Noel, and I'm not going to edit that out because I believe in one takes, or I'm too lazy to edit. You decide. But this is Inktober. If you're unawares, Inktober is a thing that a lot of artists do, where we're given prompts and we do an ink sketch, um, and you know that's what we do. This week is sword, or not week, day 6. Um, on this lovely Friday. It's Friday, Friday. Um, yeah, just days start to bleed together after a while. So, on this, the day of our Lord, the prompt is sword. Now, I did a Kickstarter back in 2014 called The Last Templar. That's the character I'm drawing right now. Um, I, as a hobby, up until earlier this year, did medieval reenactment sword fighting. The reason why I say earlier this year is my knees. They're blown out. I got into sword fighting because I tore up my knees doing traditional sports, and got into sword fighting um, as a way to stay active, but it wasn't so rough on my knees. Well, my knees finally gave out pretty much. I feel like a bitch because the official diagnosis is arthritis with I forget exactly what they said, but I'm at risk. I have like a bone spur in the knee. They gave it some other fancy term, but it's basically a bone spur in the knee, and it's growing into the tendons, and so I'm at risk for tearing um, basically all the important stuff in my knee. Not that you need to know that, but that's why I'm, kind of had to step away from sword fighting. I just, you know, incredible hobby. I love it, but, um, you put on a 100-pound suit of armor and fight. It takes your toll, you know. So, eh, but I did this book called The Last Templar, and I was able to put a lot of what I learned doing medieval reenactment into the book. I mean, it helps, when you regularly wear a 100-pound suit of armor and do these things on how to do, like, it helps as far as, like, oh no, I would never do that, or I know this, or, you know, um, I did modify the cross. It's not like a real standard Templar cross, but that's all right. Not to get too historical, but the reason why you see the cross hilt, a lot of Templar swords had these cross hilts, um, were uh, so that after the battle, because Templars were a religious knight, they were a the standing army of the church, army of God, and a lot of times their swords were designed in such a way so that after the battlefield they would stick their sword into the ground and kneel. And it was a cross. The idea was wherever the Templar went, so too went his God, and so too went his church, because he could kneel at any point, and in that, according to their faith, basically turn that into a moment of prayer, and turn that field into a church, as it were, a holy place. Um, a lot of helmets have these little holes on the left side of the, the, the helmet, because if you're fighting a right-handed sword fighter, more likely you're going to get hit on this side of the face. And this was a great way to create air holes and that kind of thing. So, if you fought a left-handed fighter, which was very uncommon because most left-handed kids were, or left-handed was seen as satanic. Um, but you know, there's a huge advantage to being left-handed and a sword fighter. But yeah, I put a lot of that stuff into the Last Templar. I don't know if anyone really noticed, but I did. That's what made it count for me. It was a fun book, and I'll get back to it at some point. I was supposed to do um, more with Lewis this year, but basically Trump happened, and I got side blinded with the politics. I'm doing a political cartoon called Trumped on Webtoon. Um, so yeah, my world has been rocked by politics most of this year. But yeah, the book was about a time traveling knight who got sent into the far flung future by an accident, and it's only like 48 pages. It's not that long. But he comes to terms with a future where pretty much everyone's an atheist. And the idea was 4th century Christianity would not take that kindly. And it was an excuse to do a Conan style book. I wanted to do something that was sword and sorcery, and I played with the tropes a little bit. Instead of a lot of female nudity, there's a lot of male nudity. Um, you know, I had fun. There you have it. The Last Templar. Um, it's Friday. Hope you have good plans for the weekend. Don't do anything I would do. Uh, Good life lesson, by the way. Don't do anything I would do. um, have some fun. If you're listening to this or watching this on Facebook, comment down below with your Inktober sketch. Let's have fun. If there's any artists out there, yeah, throw your Inktober sketch out there, and let's have a little fun. Um, you know, I don't think I can post these on Instagram. I always have problems with Instagram. I it does not like my camera or video setup or whatever. But thank you. Have a great day. Um, and you know, if you feel the need to you know, crusade, definitely. Yeah, that's always a good choice. But with that said, have a good weekend. I'm just rambling. I don't know why I'm rambling. This is me rambling. Um, yeah. So thank you. Have a good day.